What's the most disgusting prank you've ever seen someone pull? I was 14 when a girl in the 6th grade's dad died, and she was only allowed to take 3 days off of school because one of her teachers threatened to expel her if she missed any more days. You see, all the teachers picked on her for being the only African American, and if not for my autism, I would have been able to stick up for her. But back then, I could barely even speak properly, so I was forced into being an observer. I still remember what she looked like when she came in. Picture a 10-year-old girl who has barely been eating, who's been crying until her face was swollen, and in the throes of grief from her dad dying. Now multiply that times 100, and you're somewhat close to picturing what Jamila looked like. It was so heartbreaking that I teared up from just looking at her. And since his body was never found, not sure of the details on this part of the story, she was searching for him every day. Once during recess, she even ran to the park nearby with his favorite newspaper column because she thought that would lure him out. And it's not like she was dumb or anything. I think her grief just made her want to believe in anything that could give her hope. And a few days later, I was watching her in the canteen when her face lit up at her phone. She started smiling like a maniac before literally jumping up and down and shouting the words, "Yai, yai, yai, yai." We all stared at her like she should be put in a psych ward, but she just ran out of the room like Sonic the Hedgehog. And for some reason, not one of the teachers stopped her. They just giggled like it was part of some weird inside joke. I ignored the gut feeling that washed over me and just hoped that she had finally gotten some good news. But the next day, I didn't see her at school. Actually, I didn't see her at all that week. I figured she must have gotten into another middle school and transferred or something. Unfortunately, 14-year-old me soon learned that life isn't that simple or fair, because 2 weeks later, the principal made an announcement that Jamila had passed away in a car accident. This time, I didn't ignore the gut feeling that washed over me. After doing some digging, eavesdropping, I found out her mom didn't own a car, and she lived within walking distance of everything. Well, being a white special ed kid has its benefits, and one of them is getting 24/7 free access to the staff room and basically getting to be the fly on the wall. Turns out, it was all because of a prank. The reason why Jamila lit up her phone that day was because her dad was texting her, or so she thought. You see, the teachers had made a fake account pretending to be him, and with his profile, told her that he's walking home. They expected her to just wait at home for him, but instead, Jamila spent all day and night searching for him, and because it was the middle of winter, she had caught hypothermia. 2 days later, the search team found her by the side of the road, frozen to death. The revelation was so traumatizing that I simply deleted it from my memory, until a few weeks ago, because that's when I ran into the teachers from my old school on their lunch break. I'm now 21. Well, no one was nearby, because it was a road with basically nothing on it, and for all they knew, I was still an R-word with extremely low-functioning autism, so I started pretending to tweak out, and by the time they even realized what was going on, I had beaten all 3 of their scrawny a-holes to a pulp. I only started to run when they were practically minced meat on the sidewalk. It's been a few months, and still no one knows it was me.